Alright everybody, what's up? It's Ted back here again with Bodies and Wicks. It just loves to cut me off after an hour. Actually, it wasn't even an hour. I was streaming for an hour, but it wasn't even on YouTube, so I think it just has to do with my OBS. Anyway, let's get back to the charts. We just got done with Bitcoin, so now we're heading to Ethereum. So, what is going on with Ethereum? Wow. It aimed for the, oh yeah, like I was saying, it hit bearish order block. Okay. I think that's also happened with Bitcoin. So, which is fine. So now again, what I would be looking for, reason I have these Fibonacci's here is because if it were to fall back to some kind of area that I would be looking at, it would probably be that area right there. And that would be the most probably extreme area. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, 1707.72. Let's make that 1707.72. Oh, well, this is the fib. This is not working out too well, is it? I'm trying to find the actual, there we go. 1707.72 and 72. All right. So that would be the most extreme place for it to fall back. Looks like we have a volume imbalance because it did jump up so high, and I think again Bitcoin probably saw the same thing, I'm not mistaken. And again, this is just on the 1 hour, so from 1 minute to the next hour, price decides to go from closing here to opening here. It's quite the gap. Let me see what kind of gap we got going on here. So and apologies to anybody that does not like my smoking as I do this. Smoking is bad to your health. You should never do it. I just suffer from a lot of anxiety, so unfortunately I smoke a lot. So again, I take a look at this from all different types of angles. I don't use trend lines, so if you're looking for somebody, if you're new to this channel and you're looking for somebody that does trend lines or channels or, you know, supply and demand, support and resistance, I do not do any of that. I am an algorithmic trader. I believe that everything is based on an algorithm, and it is obvious to see once you've been doing this for quite some time, once you have a mentor that has been in the game for quite some time who tells you that there's an algorithm in the game, except for he's not experienced it in the crypto world. So now we're both exploring it in the crypto world and we're finding out the same exact things. So we have two. Oh yeah, okay, so we made the volume imbalance here earlier, and now there's another volume imbalance that just happened. Definitely made it up way above my target of 1715. So that was the previous high. So now my fear is the pullback, because it can't be green forever. It just can't. It can't be green forever. So now the question is, where's the pullback and where's it going to go to? Because it did hit a what looks like a bearish order block. Let's go to the 4-hour. And boom, that same exact area that I was looking at, 4-hour bearish order block. Okay, and so you have this big green solid candle here, right, just before the big drop, right? Those big pushes up before the big pushes down. You look for the last solid candle before that happens, and that is going to basically prevent any kind of price from moving ahead. Now the thing is that depending on how the market moves, it doesn't have to fall back that far. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it actually pulls it back really, really far. But it does give it a speed bump. So now that we have seen that, what I also want to do is see if this is going to have any kind of effect on it whatsoever. Mean thresholds of order blocks. Oops and oops. Okay, so let's try this all over again. It was 1763.22. That is going to be the mean threshold. I want to see if it actually makes it up to that point. Because if it does, I fear that probably there is a rejection coming. And then the question is where does it go from there? So, break it down to the 15-minute. I know I have lines all over the place. That's just what I do. It's how I roll. Do have this, it comes down, touches this, okay. This is a good one. This is a conundrum here. Because now you have another, even if, not only do you have hour imbalances, you have 5-minute imbalances too. Look at this. Something's going on here with this price. Like it shoots up to here, and then it drops down to here as the opening. And then goes down to here, but then jumps up to here as the opening. And then goes up to here, and then goes up to here as the opening. So it's like, and I'm on the 15-minute. So it's like every major time just doesn't make any sense. It drops down to here. Here is where you see the green, right? But instead the green pops up here. Move up here, over here is where you see the red, but instead the red pops up here and then falls down. So I don't know what to think about Ethereum right now because the price action is just off the wall. And anybody who can or cannot see that, don't know what to tell you. I don't know why it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain enough streaming. It looks like it's streaming well. Is there anybody in the chat that can tell me if it's streaming well? Because it says it is, or at least it looks like it is anyway. Sorry, I've got 3 screens, so you know, OBS over here, I'm looking at my YouTube over here, I'm looking at my chart right here, looking at you guys right there. Trying to make sure I got everything going, because I like putting out videos, but by the time I put out a video, like the price action has already happened. So I'd rather do a live video, that way I can show you the price action as it's happening. But YouTube just doesn't like me doing live videos for some reason. It just says, and I've done everything I can to make sure that the live video is actually acting in accordance to the way it should be. There it went my not receiving enough connection. I mean, I turned off, you know, pretty much everything else I had connected to any kind of, you know, computer. So I don't know. It is what it is. So right now with Ethereum, right now the high 1753. Didn't mean to move that. I'm going to go to the 4-hour here. Thing is that the 4-hour won't show those kind of imbalances. What it did do is it did hit a, yeah, okay, so even the 1 hour and the 4 hour, both pretty much the same thing, order block hit. All right, so we just may see a struggle a little bit in here. Again, the worst I fear is it gets down to 1707, which really isn't that bad. But if it does get down to there, be prepared to, I would say, jump in. I'm not jumping in right now, that's for sure. Definitely not FOMOing in. I jumped into Bitcoin at a good time, and check where that Bitcoin is right now. We are still up very, very good in the Bitcoin trade. Actually, Cardano, we're actually up now too, which I was below. So we should see how this plays out. All right, that being said, another journey I wanted to take you on was, if you're a CFD trader like me, you use MT4. One of the things I have been doing lately, especially this past week, since it was NFP week, I usually do, you know, Forex, things like that. With NFP, it's kind of hard to predict how things are going to work. So I kind of focused on the S&P over the last couple days, and good thing is that I wasn't wrong, so let's just say that. So let's just go with my first idea. Again, follow me on TradingView, you'll get these ideas. Again, I'm going to be setting up a signal station, you know, in Telegram. That way you guys can get my signals. Once I'm still learning, but I want to perfect them before I actually throw this out there and make sure it's profitable for everybody. I don't want to be one of those people that does a 4 pip stop loss, you know, and then where they could have eventually ended up making 70 pips just because at a 4 pip stop loss. Those people are dummies. Make a 20 pip stop loss if you have to, you know. You just have to understand where your limits are, you know, and if it gets 20 pips, then, you know, okay, you know, you lost those 20 pips, but if it gets 20 pips and that was the area that it was going to turn around anyway, then you probably lost. But to try to have a 4 pip stop loss like I see some people out there doing is just absolutely insane. So anyways, SPX, what I did, I think the night before, if I'm not mistaken, this was Tuesday, March 3rd, right? The night before on March, or this is, what did I say that was? This was March 4th, right? So if I go to my Twitter and I find March 3rd, here it is. As it is the NP week, I'll continue crypto and indices trades. I'm already looking at SPX, SPY. Possibility of a short bull run at the open and anticipate a sell. It's going to depend on what happens at the XBX 500 overnight. And my ETH just still up. So I'm giving you a hint. I think that there's going to be a bull run at the open and anticipating a sell. Right? So I give you that hint. Overnight, it does this. What happens when I say sell right at 35.35, right? What happens? Boom, sells. It comes back up, and what does it do? Boom, sells again. And not only that, I even had an area marked out to where, let me pull this up a little bit. I even had an area marked out to where I thought it was going to get to within the next 2 days. It got there that same day, which was 32.22. Right? So that being said, you know, what my take profit was just below these lows. Hopefully other people had better ideas and you know, at least got a better take profit than I did. In fact, what I did is I actually took some profit below this. I moved my stop loss to the entrance. It came back up, it knocked me out, and I did not get any more profit after that. And that was explained in here. You know, I say take profit here, and then I put the next take profit zone, and I extend the take profit zone, and then here I say, oops, I'm out. I say we're gonna play this as if, you know, you didn't, you know, do what I did, and you left your stop loss. Guess what? Boom, you won the prize because it went all the way down, and hopefully you took profit at that spot. So that was my SPX for Thursday, and then Friday I had this set up, and I wasn't for sure if it was going to actually go down into the same area. This is where I was expecting it to go, but I was first thinking it was going to go up first and then go down into it to complete, you know, that what I saw was a gap way back, which I'm not going to go to right now, or I thought it would go into the gap and then go up. So instead, what happens if we hit play? What does it do? Goes right into that gap, and I say the range up here, you can see 36 or 3706 to 3818. What does it get to? It gets to 3816, right? And as soon as it got to 3816, that's when I was like, there's no way it's getting any higher, sell. So with the spread was about 3815, whatever. And then it kept getting, you know, I was away from my computers, but I was trying to tell people what to do, and that was the area that I said to take profit. I didn't draw it ahead of time, but everybody should know from me, as soon as it gets below a previous low, that's when you should take profit. And so I said at least get it as close to 40.40 as you could, and then I say it could jump back up. Let me see here. Where did I say this? It could pop back up to 38.24. I said I don't think it will. Said, but for your interest, take as much profit now. Leave the trailer running. That way, just in case it does get below there, hey, you have a moral victory. If not, protect your profits, whatever. So, and it did. It popped up and it got above what I thought it would. So what I did is I took most of my profits here, and then yeah, I did leave a small stop loss because I thought maybe, and it did. It stopped. If you click on this, it did stop there ahead of time a couple times and pull back down, and I thought it was going to continue going down, but unfortunately it decided to turn around and go back up. So that was the unfortunate part. So now the question is what is going to happen to these indices now? Because I want to take at, not only that, I also want to take a look at NASDAQ as well, because my personal stocks are reliant on NASDAQ and crypto both at the same time. So if we look up SPX 500 USD, this is the CFD that I'm talking about. Oh, not 6.5. There we go. This is what you would use for a MetaTrader. You know, not everybody has the money to bet on futures. So you have MetaTrader, you have 10 cents, you have $100 in your account. You know, as long as you can afford a $30 stop loss, you can probably make 60-70 bucks, as long as you're getting the right signals, which is what I did over the last couple days. Might be a little bit better. So it looks like now that the market has opened. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and let's see here. That was the box that I drew that I said would go up to and fall. Now let's see. We have a low, a high, a lower low, which means that this right here probably be your breaker. So if it gets on the bottom side of that, it would continue going higher. So that was at the end of the day on Friday. So now let's see where it switches over to March 7th. As it continued going higher, geez, didn't realize how high it got. I don't know why it's telling me there's not enough video to receive, knowing there's enough video to receive. Is there anybody in the chat that can tell me if it's choppy or not? All right. So, yeah, I gotta watch the time. I'm at 23 minutes here. Okay, so it looks like this wasn't actually a green candle. It looks like it just opened up higher. Opened up higher, came back down, completed the gap. Now it completed the gap. It looks like it is going up. So, question is it going to continue going up? Let's take a look at the whole thing, why don't we? So let's do a 4-hour. Victory. Sorry, this is how I organize all my charts, my chart notes, things like that. Separators, put that in there. All right. So within the last 4 hours, it has jumped up and it has entered into, and this was what I was thinking. I had this drawn out ahead of time. There was, I think that line comes from a 15-minute gap. What am I on, the hourly? I'm in the 4 hourly. Okay. This could be coming from the hourly gap. I don't know. I'll have to jump in and get a little bit. More information once I get in here, but I do want to draw this out forward just so I know exactly where I am. The only question is that there is a equal sell side liquidity pool just below here, right? So if we draw a line from here and straight across, you're looking at, I mean, pretty much the same exact sell side liquidity pool. Meaning that this, for most retail traders, if this was to drop down to this area, this would be a buy, right? Everybody would be trying to be buying around this area. Could go straight through this gap down to here, and then I have a feeling it wouldn't stop there. It would continue going, and then possibly even lower. That being said, I am not 100% sure. So, it did come up into this gap, right? And it is now starting to retrace. Right, so what I would look at, same thing here. Now this is all going to be dependent upon time as well. So London not so much. Well, London a little bit. London has a little bit of an effect on this, but definitely 9:30 to 11 o'clock, and then somewhere in between noon and 1 is when we're going to see the most action. So as you can see, especially that's when this happened, right? So boom, pops up into this. That's around 11 o'clock or so. Comes back down. Well, first, I guess you could say, you know, when this first pushed up in here, I said sell. You know, it sold off, pulled back up, but this is that bell opening at 9, right? Boom, sold off a little bit, pulled back up, and then boom, it just completely dropped after that. And then the same thing here again, right at the opening bell, boom, pulled back up, sold off, and then same o'clock is around the same time, seeing around 11:12, when this dropped around 11:12. Instead, this went the other way. So those are your time periods. You got to look within that 4-hour span, right? See what is going to be happening. So what I would think is we're probably gonna have to do is wait again until around midnight-ish, or not midnight-ish, early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I want to see what kind of you know, what kind of formation this makes. If we see this start to slowly slope down, right, I could possibly see this. Let's see here if we have. That's the only thing that scares me is this right here. This right here is what is telling me, hey, this thing's going lower. So that being said, what I think we could see is that as the morning comes, right, we could see it come down into this area, right, pop right back up into this area that it's already just entered, right, and then fall. That's what I'm thinking is more than likely going to happen. Again, I was right about my last two, and I hope I'm not wrong about this one. And again, we'll have to see. I'll probably post something on my trading view tomorrow, let you know my thoughts. Like I said, my last trading view, I gave you basically 3 ideas of what I thought would happen. I said I'm leaning toward the first. Right, so if we go back to that trading view chart, profile. I don't know what just happened. Come on now, hurry up. Ain't good all day. I'm not sure XPS is going to continue what it's been doing for most of the week. But the last day of the week can be a turnaround day. So I drawn up the chart. I've drawn up a lot on this chart that I've hidden, meaning I've put a lot of annotations on it. I'm looking for 2 things to happen I don't think can go wrong. So the day starts at 9:30, moves up into the box that I have set between 37.98 and 38.18. At this point, that was supposed to be short and not should. I don't know what happened to my keyboard there. As has been the case for the last 2 days, the price will reach for a low, right? That low would be the lower low in yesterday's low, or just reach for any low. Generally is what I always try to tell my people. Go for a low, right? If it gets below this low, take profit. Gets below this low, take profit. Gets below this low, take profit. If it gets below this low, hey, take your final profit. If it gets below that, who cares? You know, you've made 3 good profits on your way down, right? I put second, or the day could start, the price that would reach into the mentioned above 32.22, 32.70 or 37.06. So what I'm saying is that at the start of the day I was thinking it could plunge into this area here and then move its way up into this box, and then if it moved up into this box, I thought I was going to see it go down further. The third that I thought would happen would be for it to kind of get down into here, get barely above where it was, and then go further down. But I also said I'm waiting at 9:30 to make a better informed decision. I just wanted to throw my thoughts out there that I would believe what will happen. I'm leaning towards option 1, right? I'm leaning toward option 1, right? And so option 1 was the day starts at 9:30 a.m., moves up into the box, and then shorts. What happens? Moves up into the box and shorts, right? Could have took profits there. Now, it wasn't the biggest move of the day, but it was a move that could have made you a lot of money, right? So, and again, this all has to do with algorithms. This has nothing to do with anything else. I study the algorithms of everything. There was a bullish order block or a bearish order block that was happening right here. As you can see, this green candle, right? I had a line going through this green candle, and that's actually what it hit before it fell, right? It was this green candle over there. There was a couple other things I was looking at. You know, there was gaps in between here. There was all kinds of stuff. I wasn't for sure how far up it would reach, but I had an idea, right? So boom, it reached up into that idea. As soon as it got us 36.16, I just sold. Boom, there it went. And as soon as it got below lows, I took profit, got below other lows, barely got below those other lows, took profit. And then again, that's when I put my stop loss. I think it was 32.25 or something like that, 32.26. And again, it got close to it and it started falling, and I was like, yes, it's gonna go my way, and then it turned around and went against me. But by the way, I had a great day with this one, just because non-farm payroll. I'm not gonna screw with any kind of forex or anything like that. So tomorrow may be a different day. We'll see how these charts are starting to lay out. One thing again, let's go ahead and go back and let's check on Bitcoin. All right, so again, those areas that I laid out that I thought it would go to, boom, boom, both of those already been hit, right? So the only thing that scares me about those again is double bottoms mean fake liquidity, or not fake liquidity, fake resistance, or fake support. So again, it could pop back down to this area, everybody starts buying, instead it falls through. So that's the only thing that scares me about that. Again, let me draw 1 hour. I want to see where we're at. We did get above the high, and I wasn't even paying attention. See, this is what happens when I start doing other videos. So unfortunately, we are below the high. I am going to take off another part of my position. Why isn't my position showing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just happened. I have no idea. I did not even put that on there. Anyways, the only thing about trying to take position, that whenever you do this, you actually have to modify this. That way you can actually take a partial. Oh shit, I hit X instead of. Never mind. I accidentally just completely cleared out all of my Bitcoin. I meant to just take a partial. Instead, I closed out all of it. That just kind of busted my balls. Oh, that sucks, because I was just wanting to take one partial and leave one on, and then up my stop loss. But you know what? Whatever. Yeah, I can't be upset. That was a good trade setup that I made. Again, entered right around here. And then just because I could see exactly where it was going, and I was surprised it fell that far through the breaker, but it did. But that being said, it looks like it also figured out probably a 15-minute fair value gap, which it did. And watch this just continue to grow. Oh well. The good thing is that I still have my real trade going. So that's the good thing. I still have my real trade going. But you know, as an exercise to show to the internet, to the interwebs, I wish I would have taken off one partial, because I put in a total of 3. You know, you can see I took off one partial here, and the reason I took off that one partial there was because it did get above, these areas here, right? So the previous highs before the spike, and then I was waiting for it to try to see if I couldn't get above this to take the next profit. And unfortunately, as I was doing videos on the SPX, it went ahead and did that, which is fine. Hey, you know what? You know what? That's fairly good profit. I'm not gonna lie. So let's see what trading orders. Ones that are working on my 80A history, sell to at price 51. So not too bad. You know what, this thing, whenever I was doing paper trading, I let this thing get down to like 89,000 before I actually started taking it seriously. So I'm not doing too bad for having a paper trading account of this high, and treating it as if it was a $5,000 account is basically what or at least that's what I feel like I'm doing. As far as my real account is concerned, doing pretty well. Can't complain. Now again, back to Ethereum. I want to see really what's going on with Ethereum, because this one is just really interesting. There's so much going on here as far as volume imbalances and just what the F is going on. Because again, like I said, it was what, 1667 that I called last night. It was this that I called last night that when I entered. And I ended up getting out like right around here. It was like 16 something and 1650. I forgot what it was. 1650 and 1662 was what I ended up trading, but seeing this last little bit looks like trying to figure out what the story is here, because now you have this, the push down, boom, goes up, and this is a 5-minute Ethereum chart. This looks like a 1-minute Ethereum chart. There is definitely some kind of crazy manipulation going on in here in Ethereum right now. I don't know what it is. But it has gotten me intrigued, and again, watching for these levels. 1707 is for sure the level I am looking at. Let's see if it falls down into that level. And if it does, I mean, it's not like it isn't a bad level, because again, it's above most of everything else. And above most of this. It would kind of act as, what I'm afraid of is if it gets all the way back down to here at 1686. Which very well could possibly happen. But what I would like to see happen, especially if we get back to, let me just get back to the hour here, just so I can show you the hourly order block. Actually, I think that was more of the 4 hour. Yep, there it is. Now I'll even just go ahead and distinguish it with some texts. Our negative orderly block or order block. Here is your negative order block mean threshold. That'd be the OB. So it does hit the order block. If I would see it probably get up to the meeting threshold of the orderly block, depending on what kind of price action we get going up on there would depend on the pullback. But this right here, this volume inefficiency right here is what has gotten me, but not really worried. But I would say this is definitely what we're going to pull back to. If anything, would be the 1727. And then I would also watch for the 1707 level as well. So, yeah, if anything, if anybody's interested in trading this, maybe put a small percentage here, larger percentage here, and then I would definitely probably, this would probably be my stop out, just because you have, not only is, now I'm at the 4 hour, let's get to the 1 hour. I can kind of show you what I mean by this. This would be, again, huge candle here, without any kind of, I mean, there's definitely going to be some kind of pullback into this area here. So, I mean, in between 1717, 1730, somewhere around there, there's definitely be a pullback for sure. There's no way it can just keep going up. If it does that, probably gonna come back here, hit the the mean threshold of the order block, and then again probably another pullback depending on what kind of price action. It could just hit it, pull back a little bit, and then continue on. But what I want to see is the next, I mean, because it was what I was thinking, you know, it was going for this liquidity pool. Definitely went for that liquidity pool, and generally when you see that is when you see it, you know, almost barely get above it and then pull back and then go. But we didn't get that. We got something completely different. So now let's see here, where is the next liquidity pool at? God. All right, so 1805. 1805 is the next liquidity pool for Ethereum. When is it going to reach it? I have no idea. Leave me alone, phone. Jesus. Likes to tell me about all these trades on Gate. It's like I have my Gate open on here. Speaking of Gate here, let's just check Gate. I don't have much in Gate, but let's just look at it and see what's going on. Let's see if anything's happened to these crap coins that I've put money into, except for Cardano. I'm at 140, which is better than nothing. Where is Cardano at? Yeah. Well, it's at 78 something, so all right, what is Cardano at? $1.15. All right, cool. I can take that. And then wrong thing. Hello. Where's I at here? Oh yeah, it was on Gate. Where did Gate go? Don't make me log in all over again. Gate, you beat crap. Okay. Okay, Raven coin. Come on now. Raven coin is at 33.33. I think it should be higher than that. But at $1, it's at 15, almost 16 cents. That's pretty much where I've been stacking my price. Right around there. Again, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of money in these. But if there's an altcoin that I can't get in most places, you can usually find it on Gate. And the cool thing is about Gate is that if you sign up using my referral link, we each get trading commissions off each other. So again, I do throw money in Gate and I do trade. So if you use my commission or use my referral link, you would actually get some of my trading funds. And once you do the same thing, I get some of yours. So I think it's a 20% split. Frontier has been extremely disappointing. I don't want to pull out just yet, just because I feel like it can go higher. But those are the three main coins that I do have in Gate. So I don't know if I can find something good to throw, you know, $23 at in Frontier from my Frontier to something else. I could probably, you know, 2x in a couple days, I would be more than happy to do that rather than having it sit in Frontier, which just went from $4 to whatever it is right now, which is not doing me any good. So, anyways, back to what I was talking about earlier. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, Ethereum is going to, as you can see, it's already been receiving its pullback. Question is, where is it going to go? In 1707, 1727. Those are the two areas somewhere in between here that it could go, and even, well, we actually get rid of that. I've got about 4 minutes left, guys, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to get off of here soon. I wanted to do another video about my top 20 altcoins, but I think we're at a pretty crucial point with Bitcoin and Ethereum right now that was a little bit more to pay attention to. So watch out for these levels just below Ethereum. See, as you can see in those levels I've drawn out coming into it. Not for sure. I think it's probably going to go through that. I think it's probably going to get down to 1720. 1720 to 1707, somewhere around there. Could stop at 716. Really could. As you can see, it's pushing down pretty hard. Not really pretty hard, but hard enough to notice. It's not free falling, but it's not showing any mercy, that's for sure. And I think if that's the case, Bitcoin might be doing the same as well. Bitcoin's got it going. The reason I'm still checking on it is because I actually do have a real trade in on it, not just a fake one. The thing is that it did get above those highs, so I do got to be careful. I probably should close my. I could have closed it a lot earlier, but I was a little bit over too ambitious, but I still made some. Anyways, I'm coming up on 59:03, so I hate to tell you guys that I'm probably gonna get kicked off soon. Thank you very much for watching. Watch these prices. Watch these.